Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something that's got a lot of people talking, the unbelievable housing trends in Singapore after COVID. If you're a homeowner, renter, or investor, you'll want to stick around because we're covering everything from shocking price hikes to the shifts in where people want to live. And yes, we'll also discuss whether these changes are here to stay or just a temporary blip. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's get started. Chapter 1. What are the unbelievable trends? Let's start with a big question. What are these unbelievable trends we're talking about? COVID has been a game changer for so many industries, and real estate is no exception. Here are some trends that might blow your mind. Skyrocketing property prices. Did you know that property prices in Singapore hit record highs during the pandemic? Yes, you heard that right. Despite economic uncertainties, the demand for housing soared. In 2021 and 2022, we saw private home prices rise by over 10%, and HDB resale flats weren't far behind, with a similar upward trend. Shift to suburban living. With work from home becoming the norm, more people started looking for bigger spaces. This led to a surge in demand for properties in suburban areas like Punggol, Sengkang, and Woodlands. People began valuing space and greenery over proximity to the CBD. Rise of hybrid homes. Another trend is the rise of hybrid homes. Spaces designed to function as both a residence and an office. Developers started marketing units with dedicated workspaces, faster internet infrastructure, and soundproofing to cater to this demand. Boom in rental demand. Rental markets also saw a boom as more expatriates returned to Singapore after the borders reopened. With more competition, rental prices shot up, especially in popular districts. Digital transformation in buying and selling, virtual property viewings, and online transactions became the norm. This trend made it easier for overseas buyers to invest in Singapore properties without even stepping foot here. Chapter 2. How did COVID affect housing in Singapore? Now let's address the elephant in the room. How did a global pandemic lead to these trends? Here are a few key factors. Supply chain disruptions. Construction delays caused by lockdowns and manpower shortages meant fewer new units were completed on time. This limited supply drove up prices in both the primary and resale markets. Government measures. To stimulate the economy, the government introduced measures like low interest rates and financial aid. This made it easier for people to afford home loans, fueling demand. Lifestyle changes. COVID forced many of us to rethink our lifestyles. Suddenly, home became everything. Your office, gym, and even your school. This change drove people to look for properties that could cater to multiple needs. Pent-up demand. During the lockdowns, many people put their plans to buy or sell on hold. When restrictions eased, this pent-up demand surged back into the market, creating a frenzy. Chapter 3. What areas or housing types are most affected? Great question. Not all areas or property types were equally affected. Let's break it down. HDB flats. Resale. HDB flats became hot property during the pandemic. Why? With fewer new flats being completed, buyers turned to the resale market. Popular estates like Bishan, Toa Payoh, and Queenstown saw record-breaking transactions. Private condominiums. For those who could afford it, private condos were a top choice. Districts like 9, 10, and 15 remained evergreen, but suburban condos in places like Tampines and Jurong also gained popularity. Landed properties. Landed homes saw a resurgence in demand, especially among wealthy families looking for more space. Areas like Bukit Timah and Serangoon Gardens became highly sought after. Rental market. The rental market experienced a spike, particularly in city fringe areas. Expatriates and locals alike competed for rental units, driving up prices. Chapter 4. What makes Singapore's trends unique? Singapore's housing market is different from other countries for several reasons. Limited land supply. As a small island nation, Singapore's land is limited. This naturally drives up property values, especially in prime locations. Strong government intervention, policies like the additional buyer's stamp duty, ABSD, and total debt servicing ratio, TDSR, help regulate the market, ensuring it doesn't spiral out of control. Stable economy. Even during the pandemic, Singapore's economy remained relatively stable compared to other countries, boosting confidence in the property market. Cultural factors. Home ownership is highly valued in Singaporean culture. This societal mindset adds resilience to the market. Chapter 5. Are these changes permanent or temporary? Let's address this burning question. Are these trends here to stay, or will they fade away as the world returns to normal? Here's our take. Permanent changes. Work from home culture is likely here to stay, at least in a hybrid form. This means the demand for larger, multifunctional homes will remain. Digital transformation in property transactions is also a lasting change. Virtual viewings and online platforms are too convenient to go away. Temporary changes. The surge in demand for suburban properties might stabilize as people return to offices. Rental demand could fluctuate as expatriate mobility changes in the post-COVID world. Chapter 6. How can this information benefit you? All right, let's bring it back to you. How can you use these insights to your advantage? For homeowners, if you're thinking of selling, now might be a good time to cash in on high property prices. However, if you're planning to upgrade, remember that you'll also face higher costs. For renters, if you're renting, start exploring options early. The competition is fierce, and prices are unlikely to drop significantly in the short term. For investors, look for opportunities in emerging hotspots or undervalued areas. Areas undergoing rejuvenation, like Paya Lebar and Tengah, could offer good long-term potential.